I found the questions I wanted to ask you about the show. I just had them in a separate file about the mysterious death of Eazy E. So apparently, a white supremacist group had a hit on Eazy E. Did you know anything about that?
I heard about that, man, but I didn't really take it serious. I heard about that, but I never knew why. I mean, he wasn't promoting anything against. He wasn't promoting anything against anybody other than the police. That may have been the justification in their mind. But you know something, though? I'm about to say something that people are going to get pissed off about. And I got to say this because this is something when you sit back and listen to the radio and you think about all the records that's been made, especially gangster rap records. The only person that's ever been shot and killed in a gangster rap record was other black folks. Think about it. There's no reason for the Ku Klux Klan, the Proud Boys, anybody else to hate gangster rap because it's not targeted towards them. It's only targeted towards us.
Damn. Ooh, that's deep. Yep.
Think about it. What gangster rap record have you ever heard in your life that said, I'm gonna roll up on this? Now, it may be some out there, but they got squashed. They weren't hit. They didn't make mainstream like a lot of what we hear today. Okay? Yeah. Every time you talk about laying the fool down, smoking the fool, grabbing my nine, putting in work, whatever term you want to use, they ain't talking about nobody but doing it to us. That's why it's successful.
Yeah,
Say
man.
something about somebody else other than us, and you'll see how fast you get your ass shut down.
Makes me wonder how white people, and I was too young to understand this. I was probably 12 or 13, but I may have to go down this rabbit hole. But I wonder how white people took conscious hip hop when it kind of was real popular in '90 when a Public Enemy came out in Paris and you know, people like this who were telling a lot of truth in their music. I feel like they weren't pushing that, but the streets is really what gravitated and got that.
Paris's song Gorilla Funk.
Man, that's my shit.
Man, I love that song.
That's what it is.
Oh man, he's talking about doing all kinds. He ain't playing, okay?
No.
He's not playing at all, okay? If you have not heard Gorilla Funk, it came out in the 90s, okay? In the early 90s. Funky ass track. I can swear, I don't know who produced that track, but I swear he wouldn't borrow some shit from George Clinton, because that's a George Clinton track all day long, okay? And the lyrics of this track, okay, coming from the bomb hit, coming from the underground with the bomb hits. He's talking a gang of shit about police and white people and all kinds of stuff. And he just kind of went to the wayside. He's like, I don't know what happened. Maybe the streets changed, just like they went from being from partying to gangster. They went from New Jack to gangster. Okay, they went from the militant mix to gangster, and that was one thing. That was one thing I thought was really weird, man. During the 80s and 90s, when there was a musical revolution, because Public Enemy, KRS-One, Poor Righteous Teachers, all these groups had people doing things, man, that they hadn't done since the 70s, dude. They hadn't done this. They hadn't done no militant stuff. They hadn't, they was wearing medallions and natural. And I tell you the story about Body and Soul, man. I mean, they started off being the West Coast version of Salt and Pepper. When they went and got their head right with Queen Latifah and Chuck D, they came back looking like, hey man, some Sister Soldier.
Yeah.
And you never heard from them again.
Damn.
You never. It was over with. Okay. Album never came out because they want to do something that was more uplifting. They didn't want to represent their style anymore. And that goes to show you the power of the record labels.
Damn.
That goes to show you the power of the record labels. Because if you ain't gonna do like I say do, you won't do nothing or anything. If you don't if you don't do like I say, you won't do anything. Okay. Now I get comments sometimes. Oh man, you just bop. No, dude. No. I'm talking to you from a perspective, not just from old dude, old school player. I'm talking about somebody who was directly affected by the music of my era. Okay, I can show you pictures of me wanting to be a militant. The next thing you know, I'm super flyed out because my musical hero, Curtis Mayfield, changed from one thing to another, and I followed his lead. And I still got some pimp bones in my body at my age, right to this day. Okay, I can't help it. What can I tell you?
They need a little Bengay on them, but hey, it's still.
Hey, I use a little CBD, but you know, that's between me and my doctor. Go ahead.
Let me ask you before we move on to something else, because you mentioned, there was a time where, we were dancing. I was old enough to remember when, you go to house parties and we're all doing the kid and play dance and the silly hairstyles and stuff. And, house party was a snapshot in history. My question for you was Dre the reason that it went from the New Jack Swing and dancing and parties and things like that to everyone wanting to be hard?
Was Dre the reason?
You know what I mean? Like his music, because I feel like when None But a G thing came out, all that dancing stuff was out the window.
Understand this: Dre is a DJ before he's a producer. Most of Dre's best records are good dance records. Okay, even in the G-Funk era, G-Funk I played G-Funk Saturday nights. Mm-hmm. I still like G-Funk. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want to see the room have a good time, put on G-Thing, okay? Put on Snoop, put on all that the early stuff that he did. Snoop, the Chronic album, all that stuff had a lot of danceability to it. And people it's just a different type of groove. It wasn't all that high energy stuff, but you had that at the gangster bounce, that essay bounce, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ball your fist up and run your shoulders and do your thing, and that was the new groove. Now they don't do that. They don't even do that no more.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They don't even do because it slowed it down, but it still gave you a pocket to roll it, to rock with. It gave you that bump, bump, ba-dum, ba-dum, bump, bump, bump. And no matter how gangster you was, you still can keep your gangster and keep your groove on. Nowadays,
yeah, everybody's too high now on every kind of drug out there.
Everybody's doing this right here.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, exactly. That too.
Dude, if you come to party with me, leave your phone in the car, okay? Put it in your pocket. You ain't got time for no phone. I mean, man, that's just a different era, dude.
Yeah, I went to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. No, I went to a concert. I went to a concert just before the pandemic, and I remember it was Nas, and I'm one of my favorite artists of all time. Never got to see him. Bucket list, and I'm sitting there enjoying the moment. Right, as soon as Nas came out, literally 99% of the building took their phone out and went boom, just threw it up so they could start recording. Right, and I'm like, how could you really enjoy the moment when you're just your phone? And they had it there for the whole 40 minutes. Right. I'm sitting. I want to enjoy this shit. I may pull my phone out and get a few clips here and there, but I want to enjoy this, man. It's a different time, though, dude.
Everybody's waiting for that world star moment.
That too, yeah. Him to slip and fall or something.
The other day, I was walking out to the liquor store. I was from 7-Eleven by my house, and there was a sister. She obviously had some mental issues, and she was having some problems with the guy at 7-Eleven, and her EBT card wasn't working. And I was gonna pay for her food at first, but she was talking too crazy. And I'm like, I didn't want to get involved. I was going, because I can see I can tell she was having some money issues. She's having some brain issues. And I said, I should go and buy this little stuff for her. But she wanted a phone. I ain't buying no phone. Okay, I'm not buying no phone. I'll buy you something to eat. I ain't buying no damn phone. Okay,
they brave nowadays, man. God damn.
Okay, now baby, you can't get no phone. So I'm sitting there, and she opened the door for me and said, "Thank you, sir." And I said, "No problem, baby. Have a good day." And somebody called my name, Lonzo. One of my partners was sitting in his car. I didn't know he was even in the parking lot. He's sitting in the car videotaping me, waiting to see what I was going to do. Oh, man, I was waiting for my world star moment. I'm trying to go viral. I saw your girl. I said, no, man. Y'all wrong. But that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man, Invisible Man. That's my partner. He had me under surveillance, waiting on me to do something stupid, or her to do something stupid, so he could put me on World Star.
Man.